Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the Great American Stampin Show, or GAS for those of us who are a little lazy. Let me tell you how this is going to work. You are going to watch all 4 videos, mine and then my 3 competitors, also friends, but competitors. And you are going to like the card that you want to win. How do you like the card? Just like the video where the card is taught. I think you're going to have fun. Are you ready? Let's go. All right, so let's talk about the stamp set that we're going to be using. It's so refreshing. Get it? So refreshing. Brandi chose this set each round of the Great American Stampin Show. Y'all, I'm just going to call it GAS. That's a lot of words. We're just going to say GAS. So each round of GAS, we get to pick a set that we want to use. And this was Brandi's turn, so this is what she chose. Got some stamps, they're photopolymer, and some dies. And there's actually a couple more dies, but I've kept them out because I'm going to be using them. So let me set it aside. First thing I'm going to do is take my card base. I have chosen crushed curry, and I am going to, I've actually already done it. So I've cut it to 4 1/4 by 11. I folded it in half, and I'm going to go on and put my designer series paper, or dadgum sweet paper, on the front. So I've cut the DSP to 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, and I put that there. Minute I knew we were going to be using the So Refreshing set, I knew I was using this lemon. So the technique I'm going to teach you is called the fractured card technique. The fractured card technique. I don't know where these names come from, but somebody named it, so that's what we're going with. Now, I have cut my focal point. Now, this is the trick, because this isn't really going to be the focal point of my card, but for this technique, it is. So I've used the Stylish Shapes dies. I used Petal Pink. And I just cut a square. I believe it is the third largest square, I think. And I'm going to put it here, just eyeballing in the center on the diagonal. Okay? So that's easy enough. Now, I learned how to do this technique. I'm going to say it's probably an easier version than some of the techniques that you have seen online from my friend Brenda Quintana. And Brenda taught this simplified, I'm going to call it the simplified fractured technique. What I really want to call it, though, is fracture for dummies. So, y'all, let's just do it. You know where you're at, okay? It's fracture for dummies. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take my silicone mat, because I'm going to be kind of hinky with my adhesive right now. And I'm going to run some adhesive down one of these strips. These strips, there's 4 strips. They're cut to 1/4 inch, okay? 1/4 inch. And I really don't need to put adhesive all the way down it, but I'm just not quite sure how much I need. So 1/4 inch, I cut it to 5 1/2 or so, but it doesn't matter. And I'm going to line it up here. I'm taking it off the edge of my card. I'm resting it against my focal point. Remember I told you this was going to be the focal point? Not the focal point of my card, but the focal point for this technique. Okay, and I'm just getting that extra adhesive off. Now look, you guys, I'm sure, are much more talented than me in terms of adhesive, but for me, the rub it until it comes off technique has stood itself well for, well, I'm 57 years old, so probably since kindergarten. So it's working for a good period of time. The reason I'm using my silicone mat is because the adhesive would get, as you can see, all over my scrap paper. So I am using this so that I can kind of save a little bit of that. Okay, now this piece, I'm going to adjust this one a little bit because I need it to go, I think that one's too short. I'm going to take a longer one. Okay, let me see if that works, because I want it to go all the way to the end. You know what I'm going to do? No, I think I can get this to work. Okay, this is the benefit of watching me stamp. If somebody says, tell me what to expect when I watch Julie Salva make a project, what are you going to say? I know what you're going to say. You're going to say she's going to make at least one mistake, and then she's going to figure out a way to make that mistake work. Well, guess what, my friends? Today is that day. Okay, no, that's not going to work. It's just not. Okay, so we're going to... Okay, I've got my third piece, and put some adhesive on that. So I'm making sure it's long enough. That's the thing that you want to do. The size of your focal point will impact that. Where you put your focal point will impact that. So these are just things I'm learning as we go. And then finally, the last one, I'm going to go right there. Again, laying flush. Awesome. Okay, Awesome. Now, obviously, there's a little work that needs to be done here. So I'm going to just turn it over and trim down. So you can see if you want your 1/4" pieces to lay flush with the DSP, don't adhere the DSP first, okay? But if you want it to lay flush with the card base, which is what I chose, adhere the DSP. Okay, so really that's just up to you, okay? However you want to do that. But this is so much easier. Now, I don't know if you've seen this fractured card technique before. If you have, maybe you've done one. Maybe you've done it in some kind of format that might not have been quite as easy as this one. But I'll bet you that you start doing it this way now. Because I'm telling you, that again, the only challenge is making sure that your strips are long enough. Look at there. Look at my fractured card. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of all these little strips because they're bugging me now. Okay, so goodbye, strip. There's no stripping in Stampin'. All right, so this is the base. So you've learned now how to do the fractured card technique. So that's exciting. Now, here's what people do sometimes. They'll stamp a sentiment here, put a little embellishment, whatever. But I thought, you know what? I love this set. And what I love the most is the picture and the flowers. I love it. So I thought I was going to do lemonade. I did the lemon paper and all of that. But then I decided, no, I'm going to do something different. So I've used the dies. Now, what I've already done is gone ahead and cut some of the pieces. Because the next thing you need to know about Julie Salva, let me put my glasses on for, oh my gosh, they're so dirty. Okay, that's okay. They're going to work. Next thing you need to know about Julie Salva, and if you've watched me before, you know this. I don't like doing big shot stuff on camera, so I've done what I can ahead of time. Now, some of it I'm going to have to do. So I cut out, let me slide like that over there. I cut out this picture. We're going to use that. Y'all, I want you to see something about this picture you may not know. It has a little slit here, okay? So you can put the image, the things you're going to put inside it. There's a slit there for you to do it. I've cut out already some leaves. These leaves come with this bundle. So those are there. Those are ready to go. So I'm going to slide that over to the side. And we're going to put the whole thing together in a minute. But I do have a little bit of stamping to do. So I've got some 2-step stamping. Since this is an acrylic, or not acrylic, a photopolymer stamp, I'm going to use my foam pad because I'm going to get a better image. And I am going to stamp a thing of flowers. So I've got my scrap here. I'm using, I think I'm gonna do the inside first. I go back and forth on this. Do you guys prefer the inside or to stamp the inside of a 2-step image, or do you prefer to stamp the outline first? I've done it both ways. For this one, I found it to be a little bit easier to do the inside first. So I'm using crushed curry. I'm gonna stamp off because I want it a little bit lighter. Yeah, I don't want it that dark at all. And I'm going to just stamp my image here. Okay? So I've got my inside crushed curry there. Now I'm going to stamp my outside line. We'll see what happens here. I'm going to tell you, sometimes 2-step stamping is a little bit tricky for me, but I don't let it stop me because I like the look of it. I enjoy it. So I don't want it to stop you either. So this is my outline image, and I'm going to stamp that in Flirty Flamingo. So lining up, I think you might get to see a shot of my bald head. Right over that. Let's see if I did a good job. Y'all, I did. Look, I did a good job. I'm so proud of myself. Yay. Okay, so that is done. Now I do have to use my big shot to cut this out. Fortunately, there's a die for it, and I'm super glad about that. So I want you to see how it's going to work. I've got this die, and I'm going to finagle. Sometimes you got to finagle with these a little bit, okay? So just get that squared away. I know that there are people smarter than me who don't have to finagle on big shot stuff. Guess what? Yay for them, but I am not them. I'm going to take a Post-it note and put it right here to hold my die so it doesn't move when it goes through the big shot. And I'm going to just step to the side here and run my big shot through. So this is what you need to, you're getting ready to hear all of the crinkling and all the stuff. The phone shakes, everything shakes. It's like a big shot earthquake. But at the end of our big shot earthquake, we've got our die cut image. Ta-da! There it is. Now, I know right now you're probably thinking, Julie, that's not as impressive as I was hoping. You just wait. Just you wait. Isn't there a song, Just You Wait? Henry Higgins. It's from My Fair Lady. Just you wait. Henry Higgins, just you wait. Okay, so this is where I'm inserting my flowers. And by the way, I cut this picture out of the Inked Botanicals 6x6 DSP. I really like that. So I'm gonna grab my silicone mat again. My card club people actually got silicone mats this time as part of their kit. I keep telling everybody they're so valuable to use and no one was listening to me. And so I'm like, fine, I'm just gonna get it for you and I'm gonna put it in your Stampin' Shine Club kit. Okay, got some leaves now. Remember I showed you those leaves that I pre-cut? Now you can do this with the liquid glue if you want. I am not to be trusted around liquid glue. I'm horrible at it. I'm no good at it. There's nothing beneficial between Julie and liquid glue. It's just not. So that doesn't look cute, does it? So I'm gonna take one of these little leaves, put that right there to cover it. Now, leaves in nature are different shades, and this is my favorite punch. Favorite punch by far. It is the bow punch. It has a stamp set that goes with it. I love this punch. Now, at one point recently, this punch was not available. And honestly, I should have looked ahead of time to see if it was back in stock. I did not, so I don't know, but it may be. So I have some of that. I've cut that, punched that out of the lemon lime twist, which I love. Okay. And I'm going to put that behind here. And I've got this little piece that I can put. I love doing this. I like arranging flowers too. I don't know, that somebody asked me, they're like, what is another hobby you have, Julie, besides stamping? And I told them, you know, I like to read. I've started to like to exercise some, go figure. But I do like to arrange flowers, okay? So I've got some flowers arranged there. Now, this is what I want you to see. This right here, friends, is gonna be my focal point. So I'm gonna bring my card back. I'm gonna use adhesive. It does not look pretty on the back, but who's gonna be looking at the back? The answer, friends, the answer is no one. No one is going to be looking at the back. So this is gonna go, oh my gosh, I love this. I love it, I love it, I love it. All right, gotta put a sentiment on here. I'm gonna use thank you kindly because I can always use thank yous. Can you? Let me pull that back in here. I'm gonna go with Old Olive for thank you kindly. And photopolymer is nice when you're doing sentiments because you can see, get it on straight. There we go. Thank you kindly. Take my snips, do one of my other little favorite techniques, which is just cut it on an angle on either side. I'm going to use dimensionals for this part, and I have extra dimensional edges, so you know I'm using them. So I'll pull that off, put that there. Pull a little bit off right here and use that. So you guys, look how easy this card came together. And it is a big, in my opinion, it's a big wow. But it's not hard. The fractured technique and then some paper piecing with using the Big Shot and just kind of cutting some of those images out ahead of time, a little bit of stamping. And I mean, it is just about finished. So 2 last things I want to do, 2 little things I want to do to finish it up. I'm going to take linen thread. Love linen thread. I keep linen thread in my my kit of like essentials. Like my essentials have glue, snail, or Stampin' Seal. What else? Dimensionals, scissors, ribbon scissors, several types of scissors. I mean, all the things, bone folder, all the things you'd use. I keep my linen thread in there now too because I use it so much. I'm just a fan. And I'm really a fan of doing the double bow. And the way I did that, if you noticed, was just holding two pieces together. Okay, I just think it gives it a little more dimension. I'm gonna take a glue dot and put my bow here. You guys, please vote for me in this card. I don't know what everybody else's cards look like. I'm sure they're lovely. But this one, man, I love it. I think this might be, and these are big words, this might be my favorite card I've ever made. Oh my gosh, I just love that. And then finally, the very last thing. Now you might be saying, Julie, how do we vote? I'm going to tell you. Remember these? I've told you before, they are the magic gems. Magic gems because they're the iridescent rhinestone gems. They pick up the tone of whatever you're doing, whatever you're using. So they're picking up some pinks here, which I love. And I've got one of each size. Remember, I like to do odd numbers. But you know what? I'm going a little giddy right now with these little things because I really like them. One right there. I still need an odd number though. Let me get one more small one. Put it there. There we go. Okay. So that's my card. That is my card. I will do one last little thing just to make it all pretty on the inside too. I cut a little strip of the coordinating DSP 3/4 by 4. I'll adhere it right here. This piece is going on the inside of my card. Let me trim that down just a little bit. And adhere, adhere, adhere. Pop that on the inside. And bada bing, bada boom. We're done. I love it. I love this card. It's a great thank you card. It's a fun technique. They're great colors. And I hope that you like it too. So, Great American Stampin' Show, how do you choose the winner? I won round 2, but Brandi has won rounds 1 and 3. So I am going for her this time. Plus, I want to wear my crown again. You pick the winner by liking the video of the card you like best. You like the video of the card that you like best. I hope that it's my card. I really do. But that's how you do it. So what'd you think? I taught you a technique, the fractured card technique, or like we like to call it here at Julie Salva's Stampin' Shine with Julie Salva, fracture for dummies. I taught you focal points, we did some paper piecing, and I love the Sub Refreshing set, and I think that you will too. So remember, like the card that you want to win, and hey, while you're at it, go ahead and sign up for my email list if you want to stay in touch. Thanks for stopping by. We'll let you know who the winner is next Thursday. Have a great night. Bye-bye. So what'd you think? I taught you a technique, the fractured card technique, or like we like to call it here at Julie Salva's Stampin' Shine with Julie Salva, fracture for dummies. I taught you focal points, we did some paper piecing, and I love the Sub Refreshing set, and I think that you will too. So remember, like the card that you want to win, and hey, while you're at it, go ahead and sign up for my email list if you want to stay in touch. Thanks for stopping by. We'll let you know who the winner is next Thursday. Have a great night. Bye-bye.